going to be a quick playthrough of Kingdomino. We have another video that we will link to with a full playthrough if you want to learn more, but this is just kind of basic gameplay.
So if you're starting with 4 players, you pull a random meeple out of your hand, and that sets the starting order. And then from then on, it'll always go top to bottom. Always start with 4 dominoes here, and they sort from smallest to largest as for these numbers. These are actually pretty high numbers here. So you flip them over, and then the pink player gets to start first. They can pick whichever one they want. And blue is next, green and yellow.
And so you want to get things with crowns because they are what makes points at the end. And so say for instance, for these campsite things, there's 3 squares, so 1, 2, 3, and you times it by how many crowns is in that. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 times 6 is 18. So this would be worth 18 right here.
So the goal of the game is to try to get your different terrain types close together with crowns. And you tell about the 5 by 5 rule?
Yes, so you want to try and make a 5 by 5 grid, because then all of your points will count. This is an example of a game where you weren't able to make a 5 by 5 grid. And so you can't put anything here, you can't put anything here, so you just miss out on those points. You are not able to put something like this and just not count this one. It's completely discarded.
Yeah.
All right, and
so after the first round, then you pick some more cards, and these are dominoes. Sorry, they need to be shuffled. But then you just take whatever 4 and put them in order from smallest to largest.
And then you flip them over, and so it goes from top to bottom. So this blue one gets to go first, and so then he picks this one, and so then he gets to start building his board over here.
Yep. And the same thing with green, and they can start here.
Yeah, and then it just goes from there forward.
So now the middle tile is kind of the starting tile. It can be anywhere within your grid, but it is the wild card. Any different terrain type can attach to that. But after you get started, terrain types can match up to each other. They cannot match up to a different terrain type like that unless they are also touching another one. So for example, like I could do this because it's touching the wheat to wheat, but obviously those 3 are not the same, but since it's touching wheat to wheat, it's okay.
And so you try and get terrains close and like together, so because you get more points at the end of the game. So now we're going to quick show you how to score at the end of the game. And so we have this right here. We've got, I already kind of showed you, this is 3 squares times 6, and so 3 times 6 is 18 because it has 6 crowns. So this wheat right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 squares of wheat times 2 is 16. So we're at 34 now. This water, we've got 2 squares of water times 1 is 2. So we're at 36. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 squares of wood times 2 crowns is 16. So this is worth 52. This does not count for anything, this sheep field, because it does not have a crown, and this does not count for anything because it does not have a crown.
Yep.
So we'll show you a quick over on this one, because this is kind of another example of, so we were not able to put anything right here or right here because it would be out of the 5 by 5 grid. And so right here we've got 3 squares of water times 2 crowns, and so that equals 6. It needs to be touching this water for it all to count together. And so this water would be separate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7 times 1. And then this doesn't count for anything. It doesn't have a crown. Neither does this, these. And sadly, all of this wood does not count for anything because it doesn't have a crown. And so this is actually a really, really low scoring board. So we do have a full playthrough video if you want more information. This is set up for a 4-player game. There is a 2-player game, a 3-player game. If you look in the back of your directions, it kind of gives you how to do that.